Radiant team ban.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the ProDota National Cup. We have Game 2 between Russia and Bulgaria on the way, as Team Russia in a absolute mess of a game. It was amazing. They did take Game 1, so hopefully Bulgaria, for their case, able to tie it up and get a point out of these games. I'm Mikelorus, going to be joined by Lyrical Gangster for the second game, and it seems like we have a couple of bans out towards the aggressive end, but that's still, I'm pretty sure, not going to stop Team Russia if they really wanted to go for aggressive style.
Certainly not. You got Queen of Pain Tusks. You know what they do. They're going to jump on forward once you end up getting an opportunity to, and toss out a heck of a lot of damage with that Walrus Punch and Sonic Wave, anything that they could possibly want. It certainly gives them the opportunity to group on up and fight early if they want. But I'm already liking the Dyer's pick. If you know what's going to be coming, you've kind of got two options. One is try and one-up them, or two is to try and counter it a little bit. And I think that Winter Wyvern might be the hero that you need to be able to deal with that. Splinter Blast dealing a lot of damage in an AoE, as well as Winter Curse to follow it up, just to be able to lock down those very key targets.
Yeah, in those early game brawls, Winter Wyvern is the hero that you want. Similar to the, as far as defensive play is concerned, if you have a Spirit Breaker on your own side, that would be pretty good. It was decent for the Bulgaria side, just wasn't good enough. Ogre Magi, really any hero who's able to take those hits. The longer you can keep your allies alive, like Dazzle also is among that list, the longer you keep your allies alive, the more time the enemy has to stay in tower range. That's where Embrace becomes effective. And of course, if Winter Wyvern is going to be dove, just fly away, and maybe the enemy team won't be able to follow. Sometimes they will be able to, but other times it won't happen. Gyrocopter, the follow-up, again, another hero that is very dive-proof. But it seems like Team Russia have more than one trick up their sleeve, as they keep Keeper of the Light pretty much the farthest thing from an aggressive hero you could possibly find.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by this pickup. I'm wondering if, based upon the fact that they ended up going that hyper aggressive in the last game, if they're going to really try and switch things up here and go late game. Like, often when you see a coddle picked up, it's going to be for a later game, getting somebody very fed up. Oh, man, but you know what? That's the combo right there. Keeper of the Light Sven. We do also have an Ogre Magi picked up, as you mentioned. One of those tanky heroes who can just walk on up and trade evenly with any hero at the early game.
Yeah, trade evenly with actually very few heroes, because most of the time Ogre Magi is going to be winning. He doesn't trade evenly. He bashes your face in every single time. Like, in no case right now will Team Russia have a hero that could stand up against Ogre in a 1v1 scenario. Not even Sven. That just doesn't happen. So Ogre Magi with Bloodlust doesn't really have that many synergies in this game, but hey, you have Fire Blast into Rocket Barrage. That's just good enough. You have Ogre Magi with Boots First with an Ion Shell on him, even in lane, like a dual off lane Darkseer Ogre Magi. That is going to apply a hell of a lot of pressure. So it is, the Bulgaria side who have defensive power, but at the same time, they can go very offensive depending on the situation they find themselves in with their lanes.
Yeah, certainly. They have a lot of versatility. Both sides, well, not so much. I think that probably we're going to be seeing Russia stay with what they're at. You're going to have that Tusk in the off lane, I'm assuming here. Keeper of the Light Sven down safe. Queen of Pain in the mid lane. Don't really picture that going too many other ways, but I think that the Keeper of the Light Sven combo is very, very nice. The Chakra Magic buff in terms of reducing the cooldown down by 5 seconds at the maximum level is going to give Stormhammer an 8-second cooldown. So stun him on up for a 2-second area there. Then you've got another 5 seconds to wait, and then you've got another stun. Actually, 6 seconds to wait, and then you get another stun. So it's going to be a bit of a problem in lane, I feel like, for enemies to be able to deal with this. And I think that as long as they're as long as the positioning is pretty good here, I think that Dyer is going to be okay. Team Bulgaria.
They're just so resistant to all of this shenanigans coming out from Team Russia. I would imagine Screen to be playing the Tusk, and he's usually going to be playing support. So I think it is Team Russia looking for a safe laner. With the Bloodseeker ban out, it is pretty clear that Team Bulgaria think that Team Russia are going to be going for an offensive tri-lane. I think that is probably a reasonable assumption, given how last game went, but also their ability to work together. Sven, Tusk, and Keeper of the Light, all in a lane, even offensively, does quite a bit of work. Whether or not it's going to be stronger or powerful enough to overpower Winter Wyvern, Gyro, Ogre, Magi is a question that we will see a little bit down the line, but I would say for the most part it's a toss-up. Then we got a Puck, again a super resistant hero, a difficult hero to pin down, even though you do have heroes that can blink Queen of Pain, Sven with the Stormhammer. It's hard to actually land those tools on a Puck and then effectively get that kill. So I really like the response here, the little alteration in the draft style by Team Bulgaria. For Team Russia, they're looking for their safe laner, and a safe laner who's most likely going to be up against the Darkseer. You could probably just go for Clinks. That'll be okay. Bloodseeker would have been the best. That's why it's banned out right now. Maybe even an Anti-Mage if they want to play a little bit greedy. Or just Doom again, because Doom.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see them pick up a Doom here. That's a great hero to potentially go up in this lane. And I also will mention that the Puck by Coney is very, very deadly. I've seen it a couple of times, and he can make that hero have a lot of impact. And it's going to be a tough one. They do end up going for the Earthshaker, interestingly enough. So wanting to be able to get that extra lockdown, like you were mentioning, is a problem for dealing with the puck. So we'll see how this goes. I'm very, very curious, and I think that do you think that at this point in time Bulgaria tries to dodge the tri-lane?
I don't know. I mean, they probably have enough to trade evenly in the top lane. Like, Ogre Magi and Winter Wyvern are very difficult to deal with, and Gyrocopter, of course, deals a ton of damage. The Earthshaker matchup versus Darkseer is really good for Team Bulgaria. Like, that's a Darkseer favored matchup pretty severely. So I think they are okay being on the safe end of a tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario, simply because their other lanes will be going pretty smoothly, I would imagine.
Yeah, okay, that seems reasonable then. I was a little bit concerned about it. I feel like Gyrocopter, he does have the potential to catch back up, but one of the ways that I feel like that happens is by being able to take stacks. But if the hyper aggression ends up coming out, is he actually going to be able to survive through that? Did you end up crashing on out this time?
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I'm actually still in it, so my computer resistant to all change. Really, really cool there.
Witch.
What was that?
You're a witch.
I am a witch. Actually, I am. I'm a wizard. I'm a wizard, Mike. So let's do a quick little introduction of Team Bulgaria here. We got Pure Evil, who's going to be playing the Winter Wyvern. Kakoni Dodoni is going to be playing that Puck today. We got Stoma on the Ogre Magi. Hawkeye is going to be playing the Darkseer. And last but not least, Slash Strike on that Gyrocopter. I'm going to mention also about this little lineup here that I think it is probably significantly better at being able to take big engagements. So I don't know if you're necessarily going to be able to have the sort of the same mentality that Team Russia had last time with grouping together as five. Darkseer Vacuum, so difficult to deal with. Pure Evil, tossing out that Winter's Curse once you end up getting those levels up, so difficult to deal with. And of course, Call Down. And now apparently I crash out. Okay.
No, me too.
All right.
I just got back in. Maybe I should have waited a little bit to reconnect. Then you would have crashed and I would have been sliding in there. But yeah, I mean, the Sven is a hero that typically does have problems as kiting problems. That's why they picked up a last stunner. That's why they have Tusk trying to help him out a little bit. But it is very difficult to actually land hits as Sven if you're trying to go for Puck ever. If you're trying to go for a hero that's bloodlusted, surged, who you have to walk through Winter Wyvern and you're walking through Call Down, this Sven is going to have to rely on either Blink or Snowball to really get in, get the kills really quickly, and then end the fight, whether by retreating or just by killing everyone in that time frame. So it is going to be a little bit difficult for the Sven to really function in the mid to late game unless he just has the best early game start of all time, which is possible, but by no means guaranteed. Looks like we have a little bit of engagement up towards the top. Dread already forced to use a Tango, and looks like there's also a Rocket Barrage involved, but that should just about be it. Or is it? Well, Team Russia, everyone should be fine, although Dread getting a little bit too close. He's going to hit with a couple of missiles right now. Here comes the Illuminate. Hammer's there as well. Screen still holding on to his skill points. He's going to snowball forward. That'll kill off the Gyrocopter. Now they're onto Pure Evil. Screen is dropping super low right now and will indeed fall, but Pure Evil may fall as well. Illuminate, 17 HP. Dread has no mana for secondary Stormhammer, but just chasing through the tower. Looks like we're going to have game one again. Dread, she'll get the kill in just a little bit. We'll swipe him with the sword. Rocket Barrage doing a little bit, but definitely not enough. With Screen coming in from the side, they'll push away Slash, and I crash. God damn it.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're able to get out of there. Sven was really, really low, but thankfully the Ogre Magi got interrupted by Dread tossing out that Stormhammer, and now Sven is going to be able to use that salve back on up to full HP. That's going to leave full HP across the board, except for the Kato, who's just going to be sitting in the back with those Illuminates anyways. Did burn through the majority of his regen to get himself up to some semblance of order, and is going to have just one Illuminate to be able to toss out towards the Ogre Magi, who's kind of trying to sit there and harass a little bit, but it's looking like this lane is going to stabilize a little bit, at least until this Winter Wyvern ends up coming back up here. In the mid matchup, again, it's going to be a Queen of Pain up against the Puck. So far, Coney not able to dodge the Shadow Strike because he ended up taking the Illusory Orb at level 1, which isn't really a huge deal, but he is starting to get a little bit lower, does have to bring out a salve to himself. Probably not going to see a ton of kill potential in that lane, I wouldn't imagine. Bot lane and top lane are probably where all the action's going to be this time.
Bottom lane Shaker really has to be careful about being dove by Hawkeye's Darks here. If a single Ion Shell is there already, it's a lot of hurts, double Ion Shell, and he really just has to hope that he has mana to fissure on out of there and, get some distance. But, mid lane, it should be neither hero dying, at least until level 6s are there. Puck should be able to dodge everything that the Queen of Pain throws at him, unless it's actually forced out. Kikoni's still going to dodge it with the orb, but that's a lot of mana now being spent for, it's a 40 mana gain, let's say, for the Queen of Pain in this scenario. And she's a little bit faster towards her bottle. They're going to wrap around up towards top. Dread actually has no mana. I don't think it's the time to eat the mango either, perhaps a little bit too early. Level 2 Keeper of the Light, things get a lot better, but he's going to get set on fire right now. Fire and ice. Shakiro, eat your heart out. Metrum in a little bit of trouble right now. Will take a lot of damage dealt to him. Screens get interrupted a little bit with the snowball. Metrum should be final though. Stoneman has boots and Metrum does not. It's time to hope that your horse is fast enough. The jukes, the shards, gonna actually keep Stoneman out. Now the Illuminate. It's only a matter of time though before the club comes down, but Stoneman may get stuck here. No, he won't. There's another snowball. Now he's on the run. And with the snowball, that shouldn't be enough. Serene's gonna clarity. I think Stoneman should turn around and bash off the clarity and then keep booking it. Where are you going, Ogre? He's gonna try to juke. What? How did that juke work? No, he's gonna get hit again. Could I actually just cue Benny Hill? Someone, please do it. Shard's gonna connect now. Still, Screen has this clarity working. Stoneman is not canceling it, but he has a Tango working. And now he's gonna try to leave, but there's a creep wave there. He's gonna go back up. And now here comes Appanage, Blink Scream, Ogre Magi to fall. This is my second favorite game of all time. After this game
ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And the other thing here, this hard camp is the other place where you're going to have to keep an eye on stuff because, jump forward, Stormhammer onto Pure Evil. Sven, actually a really difficult hero to play as because you mentioned, jump forward, maybe going to be able to get a cast there. Jump forward with the snowball, that's going to be a kill. Slash Strike is in a little bit of trouble here as well. Dread doesn't have enough mana for another stun, and nobody actually has enough mana, but it doesn't matter. Ogre Magi is here, going to be able to deal a little bit of extra damage, and that's one more right click. How is he this tanky? How is this even balanced? He's jumping after Screen yet again. Where's your Orb of Venom? But I think that with those boots advantage, as well as the fact that they both had boots and the Ignite slow is going to be enough to take on down that Tusk.
Stoneman and Ogre, 4-1. He has all the kills on his team, and this is the difference between having a hero that can fight early on and a hero that loves to fight early on. That's Ogre Magi's job. Like, this is the build that you go for if you're planning on fighting. Oh, Queen of Pain actually gonna pick off the puck, and my bad guys, but Stoneman, he's going for boots first with Orb of Venom, going for Ignite level 1, Fire Blast, then Ignite, then Fire Blast, Fire Blast, then you get multicast. Of course, top flash is going to be a little bit of trouble. Gets Embraced, but I don't think that's going to last much longer. Queen of Pain does get dropped by the Ogre Magi, notching a 5th kill for himself, but up towards top, it's the Gyrocopter to fall, a much more influential kill. Equally influential, let's say. Now Dread going to prep with the War Cry, looking for Pure Evil, has absolutely no skills to save himself right now, has an Embrace in 1 second. They're not even taking tower aggro. Here comes Stoneman and the Ogre, big bad Ogre. Snowball is going to slow down Stoneman. Now Pure Evil actually going to slip into the trees. No, Shard's going to block him. Well done by Screen. And Pure Evil is doomed to fall here. Dread man-fighting Stoneman very quickly realizes he can't actually race this Ogre successfully. He's got to bail, but the Fire Blast will kill him off. At the same time, Hawkeye teleported up towards top, was able to kill off the Keeper of the Light. Now Screen's forced to loop around these trees, looking for something to snowball to. We'll get to the creep wave. Stoneman has no more mana, and he is just as fast as the Tusk. A little bit slower, in fact. Surge on Hawkeye, not there. I mean, he's not going to cast it. But, the casual 5-minute tier 1 tower dive. And now we have a score 8-7. With the other lanes actually still having heroes in them. The Darkseer was replaced by the Wyvern.
So, yeah, this lane is ridiculous. This entire game is ridiculous. I mean, the other thing here is that, oh my god, jumping forward again. Can I talk for a second, please? They're going to take on down Screen in just a second here. The snowball ends up coming on out. I think that he is still going to end up dying. Absolutely no problem with that one. But what I was going to mention is that for this... Oh, never mind. They're going to go. Slash is going to get taken out again. Illuminate comes through. It's not going to be enough. Sonic Wave onto 3. Gyrocopter falls, and that's going to be Hawkeye going down in just a second as well. We do have Puck TPing on in. He looks like he wants to fight. Scheme of Pain did end up getting the slowdown. Earthshaker here. What? Kagoni trying to run away. Why are you in this lane? Why am I in this lane? Echo Slam as well, but there's the jump forward. No. Enchant Totem is going to be enough. All 5 heroes up here at various times for the Radiant. I'm just going to give up trying to give any type of analysis because they're going to start fighting again in just a second. My goodness gracious. Speaking of which, bottom lane, Screen Pure Evil, jump forward, is going to be able to use the Arctic Burn to get over the ice shards.
Screen will struggle to kill off those heroes, but man, even the supports are getting into brawls. I think you should actually keep trying to make your point, because every single time you try, if there's a fight, that means we just notch more kills up, man. Just keep talking about it, and the kills will never stop.
So what I was trying to say is that Sven, you know, traditionally you think of him as a really easy hero to play, but if you're playing him correctly, it's actually really hard because you have to be very solid with your mechanics, because otherwise you're always going to get away with just one last hit on the other opponent. Sort of the A move clicking, consistently being able to hit that every time. Every hit matters so much for that hero because of his high damage, and that's why you build the attack speed on him. So eventually, once he ends up getting that point in God Strength, which he does now take, it's so important to make those individual hits matter.
And animation canceling is really what it comes down to, being able to swing, walk in between, and so the better you are at it, the more damage you get, and then the more often you survive because you're able to leave sooner. Speaking of someone who's not going to be able to leave soon, Dread's prepping the God Strength. They got shots though here, long range fissure available. Here comes the War Cry. Slash is going to get chain stunned. The God Strength wasn't exactly needed, but you know what? That's fine. He's going to bash down the tower, hitting with the shield, because why, hit with your sword when you hit with your arm? But this tower is in a lot of trouble right now. Meantime, Stoneman rotating down towards mid with Pure Evil. They're setting up for Affinage, at least they're trying to. But there's Tusk here as well. The reads are pretty good here for Team Russia, so a 2v3 scenario, not too bad for the side of Queen of Pain, who does have another Sonic Wave soon. Wrap around here for Stoneman, and you're just going to check out the area. May not actually end up seeing Screen, however. So if they do dive in for this Queen of Pain, they may very quickly be overwhelmed, since also we have a Shaker who's not too far away. Stoneman now spotted by the Invis. Coil drops onto Affinage right now. Here comes the Snowball. Gonna save Affinage for a little bit of time. Sonic Wave deployed onto the Puck. Will still lose her life, however, the Queen of Pain. Got a Fissure onto Puck. Will take that one in an even trade. Screen now onto Stoneman and gets hit with the multicast. Embraces there. Slash though closing in. Needs a physical hit to land, and the old Dread and Metrum are also here. Why are they here? Pure Evil is gonna get stunned with the hammer. Now trying to run away. Caught with the shards and will fall. Sigil overhead, Hawkeye trying to get in there, but even with the surge, they're gonna get the Ogre into there, who just bought back, by the way, onto Screen, but a fissure, nice wall, and Screen should walk away from this alive, especially with the shards. The missile's gonna catch up to Dread, yeah. No, it's not, it's gonna be dodged by the Snowball, and Screen dies because of it, and now Dread gets multicasted, ignited up. Can he fight this one? He's gonna pop the God Strength, has no mana, but actually chows down on his stick, and with Affinage here, he's gonna get the kill, wall deployed, vacuum back, kills off the Sven. Now they're on to Affinage. They're just going to slow down Hawkeye. A call down is there. Affinage needs to live for 3 seconds. I don't think that's in the cards. Here comes the Illuminate. A little bit late, however, here from Metrum. And, well, I guess Tusk denies himself to neutrals. All planned, right? All planned.
Dude, it is crazy, this game, yet again. I didn't expect it to be this nuts, but Screen again going to get jumped on here. It does look like he was just trying to get to the other side of the river, though, that Puck. I mean, we're 28 kills in at 9 minutes. It's a pretty quick pace if we have to talk about it that way. And another smoke picked up by Ogre. Looks like he wants more. What are we sitting on for these items here? Puck really hasn't been able to accelerate into anything. There's 38 last hits, which is the most at almost 10 minutes so far. Like, there hasn't been a lot of farming this game.
There's a lot of boots on the Radiant side, and that's about it. Hawkeye is closing on his mech, and that will be a decisive advantage for the Team Bulgaria side, should he pick that one up soon enough. Someone needs to get an urn. Like, I don't care who, but there's so many kills that if you can get an urn, you just, like, win every single time. Sasha's gonna Echo Slam Pure Evil, trying to take down the Witch Wyvern, but it gets hit with the missiles. Here comes Affinage, diving right into the call down, and there's a Tusk here as well, because why not? Walrus Punch is there, and Affinage is going to live. Takes a missile to the face, but that's more than okay. That's a 2-for-1 up towards the top lane. Oh dear, this game is the best. I love it. Now Affinage, he actually does have another Sonic Wave available, and he's going for an Orchid. I mean, it's a pretty good item like, up against what the Dire have, but given the pace of this game, I don't know, maybe you could probably just get away with the point booster, honestly. I feel like that'll give her so much value than even 2 Oblivion Staffs.
Honestly, I feel like she could go for 5 null tallies and it would be over. Like, honestly, they just need that extra damage. There's going to be the jump forward onto the Winter Wyvern. Pure Evil does go down. Hawkeye here, double vacuum wall. They're going to try and get a little bit of TPs coming on in as well. Getting out of there, able to make their way away. And now it looks like the Dire are going to try and chase through their jungle. Also, Afroninja is going to be able to TP away as well. So, trying to sort of stop the blood loss a little bit at this point in time, it's just been absolutely insanity. Team Russia is going to be coming out on top, though, with the 20-12 score as well as about a 4K lead. It's looking pretty solid for them.
Gonna get coiled, tries to TP out. Stoneman's here with fire. And Dread is not going to leave. Can't cast the hammer either, but still has a little bit of God Strength. Can do a lot of damage here to Kikoni. Looking for a 2-man hammer, not going to find it. And he will, okay, eventually find it, but he shouldn't have enough damage to kill off Kikoni, especially with the vacuum. Another Fire Blast prepped. Not even able to land. But here comes Metrum with the sickest of snipes. Okay, it's not going to happen because Puck season coming, apparently. Someone also dies. It's Shaker up towards top lane. Looks like he got caught in a call down and will fall. So yeah, it is this time the aggression from Team Russia not to be rewarded, but hey, they get a tower, so that's not bad.
How do you even play in this game? Like, I would have no idea what I was supposed to be doing. What are you supposed to do at this point in time? Do you go and try and farm? No, because if you go and try and farm, you're not going to be there for the team fight. If you are there for the team fight, then you're not farming. It's just absolute insanity this entire time. Sven does pick up the Mask of Madness as well, and that's another point as well. The Coddle relocate recall does make a pretty big difference, I feel like, because you're able to have that extra mobility that they have an advantage over the Dire with.
That solves the problem, right? Like, do you go and farm or do you go and fight with the Keeper of the Light on your side? Hell, you do both. Like, Sven, go up on top lane, get your Mask of Madness BKB, probably, maybe any item really after this Mask of Madness, and you're going to be fine since Metrum can yank you in at a moment's notice. And, well, everyone else just stick with Metrum. You know, they could always juggle those roles around, but right now, the itemization, the cost effectiveness of these items is going to be super important. Like, the mech being complete on the Darkseer, as I said before, is going to be super valuable for them. Magic Wands, obviously, at a premium in this type of game. Drums, just Bracer, Null Talisman, Wraithband, those type of items, also extremely, extremely good. If you're trying to go for one of these bigger items, I'm not sure if that's really going to pay off. Yeah, you might get to the late game stage in this game, but it doesn't seem like it given the pace of it. So I'm not really sure if I like this Queen of Pain's item selection. Like, obviously, Orchid is good versus Puck. It's really good versus Darkseer as well, but yeah, you just need to be fighting. And Oblivion Staffs actually suck. Like, these things are terrible.
Absolutely. I do think probably the most value item in this entire game is that Ogre Magi with the Orb of Venom. It just adds so much there. And in the early stages, you saw it as well, being able to get that slow off. But very, very cool. It does look like the Coddle might be going for a mechanism of his own. And this is a hero that you mentioned he can definitely be there to be able to stay in the team fight and toss out those Illuminates and bring on Dread into the team fight as well, but can also farm a bit. He has been maxing on out the Chakra Magic instead of the Illuminate, and I think that this has been mainly just because they need that extra bit of sustain. A lot of these heroes on their team are very mana hungry. You've got the Tusk, you've got the Earthshaker, you've got the Sven, Queen of Pain even, and I think that Coddle is just kind of the perfect complement to this draft that they were able to take.
As long as he's able to stay in the back, and for the most part, the Keeper Light has been able to do that. Like 228 is about the score that you want to have on your Coddle, so yeah, he's doing, for the most part, the correct thing. Stay in the back, be a mana funnel. And yeah, that's like the most inglorious way I can actually think of putting that. That's just what he is. They're going to yank Shasho over towards bottom. He's actually closing it down towards his Blink Dagger. That's a big pickup for any side that can get it first. Kikoni actually was working towards it, but is instead going to grab Power Treads, I believe, instead of that straight Blink. Shasho already has his upgraded boots, so it's no big deal. They're going to yank everyone down towards bottom lane. Put Metrum in a really vulnerable position right now, and the smoke is coming in from the river. That's where Shachso is there. That's not what the Dire want to see right now. They don't want to run to the Shaker. Shachso's going to see them all coming. Fissure onto 2 right now. He's going to take a Fire Blast. Shard's actually going to kick out to everyone and actually deny a little bit of that coil damage. Sonic Wave through. Call down, though, from Slash can do even more damage. That's 3 for 2 so far with the Curse. That's 4 for 2. And now Metrum's on the run. Slash Strike with the Phase Boots. Should be able to catch up to this old guy. Maybe. Just needs to dive the tower. Man up, Slash. He's not going to go in there, but Call Down doing some serious work there from the Gyrocopter.
It was the call down. I thought the Sonic Wave was going to be enough to turn it back around, but it wasn't. You also saw the huge vacuum wall that came out in that one. All in all, is really, really impressive. The other thing there is that actually I was taking a look at it. Winter Wyvern didn't have Winter's Curse skilled at level 6. I think she accidentally misskilled, and then as she was in the middle of a fight, skilled on up Winter's Curse because she gained a level after the first couple heroes dived, and then tossed that out. So really, really impressive little micro skills there out of pure evil. And now after that team fight, level 8. So really, really power level in here.
The game is pretty much dead even. Like, slight experience lead for the Dire, slight gold lead for the Radiant. Again, it comes down to these item selections. Up towards top, they're looking for Kikoni. They could land a hammer somehow. That's a dead Puck. He's going to orb to the south. Dread's going to give chase. Has a hammer at the ready. Jukes from Kikoni. He's going to keep him alive, and seems like, oh no, he's going to be spotted eventually. He will dodge the hammer, take a scream, drops the coil. Half an inch is going to take some orb damage. Has another blink and a scream. As soon as the coil dissipates, there it is. He'll blink after him, but no, guess wrong. Kikoni's just going to walk out of there. In the meantime, Keeper the Light getting some missiles dropped on him down towards bottom lane. That's a super dead Keeper down here, and that should just about be it. Screen can't get in time to actually cancel any TPs, and now it's Sasha in a little bit of trouble. He's so close to his Blink Dagger. Dying now is disastrous. He has no Fissure, no Echo Slam either. Stoneman is going to close right in. No multicast just yet. Multicast to the Ignite. Dread, top God Strength. Wall drops, but it's not going to do that much. Dread can't actually hit Stoneman because of the Fissure from Shotch, though, and the Earthshaker will still die. Blink forward from Appanage, looking for Stoneman. Will find the kill, but takes a multicast for his troubles. He should be fine just by walking out of here, or just blinking out of there. That's fine too. Now Orchid completed, finds a bottle charge in the rune, and he will be just fine down towards bottom lane. They're looking for screen right now. Curse is there, no call down. Rockets are going to start to fire, but here's a snowball onto Slash. Dread's there with no HP for some reason. Screen should fall even with the Walrus Punch. Slash strike super low. Illuminate, oh, slightly off the mark. Can he bring in anyone? Is there anyone to bring in? Queen of Pain up towards top? No, that's not going to be enough. Everyone's going to back off, and it seems like this game is, again, just even trades for the most part across the board.
Yeah, and you mentioned it a second ago as well, that the even trades, some of them a little bit less even than others. The Earthshaker dying there did end up losing him his Blink Dagger, and meanwhile the Darkseer finishes off his as well as that mechanism done. Dread in a little bit of trouble. He's going to have the homing missile on him as well. That's going to be a super dead spin. Tossing out everything for him. I will also mention in this engagement, a little bit of trouble here. Radiant trying to group up on them. I don't know if they actually want to initiate into this. It's a little bit too scary, I think. They're going to be able to get the Orchid off on top of the Puck. She's taking a lot of damage. Glimmer Cape coming out, but that's the Sonic Wave. She ends up going down there as well. We have off to the side Screen finding Slash. He's going to end up snowballing, trying to stay alive a little bit longer. Scream of Pain out. They're going to be able to catch him. Vacuum. That's going to be enough to keep the Gyrocopter alive for now, but I think it's all for not. He's going to end up getting taken out there. Echo Slam used. Solo for him. Jumping forward yet again. There is going to be the Orchid on top of Pure Evil, trying to TP away, but one more right click is going to be enough. That's a killing spree for the Queen of Pain.
And that's a Blink Dagger for the Earthshaker right now. 2,600 in the bank. They're going to yank Dread right back in. He has God Strength, Mask of Madness at the ready, and there's a tier 2 tower here. In fact, I'm actually surprised that Team Russia were able to clean out all the tier 1s, given the pace of this game with all these kills. Like, when do you find time to push, right? But yeah, they're now looking for the tier 2s. And with the 5v3 on their hands, there's really no chance that Team Bulgaria actually are willing to take this fight. And if for some reason they try to, it will not work out well for them. They see Sasha's Blink Dagger, but they can't do anything about this push. Here's where the Orchid actually has some value. The weakness, of course, of Orchid is the build-up. You don't get much until you actually complete it, but now that it is up, Appanage, though he is very soft, is able to provide that silence and actually enable them to kill off Kikoni super easily. However, conversely, Kikoni can't kill off Appanage. He's going to get silenced. Here comes Ogre Magi. How can he multicast? No, he can't get any. They're going to drop the Fissure, though, onto Puck with this dead Puck on the floor, and Stoneman on the run. Has another Fire Blast soon, but he's going to need to be a little bit luckier. I feel like Stoneman just hasn't really been practicing his Ogre. He hasn't been getting many multicasts.
Absolutely, definitely a very skill-based position. And this time around, I'll mention, I felt like they could have potentially defended, Screen in a little bit of trouble here as well. Is going to end up being fought there. Fire Blast, there's the multicast that he needed. Ion Shell on top of him as well. While Vacuum does not quite connect because of the snowball, they're going to try and get the Walrus Punch there as well. We do have more members of the Dire showing up soon, but it's just a Winter Wyvern. Is he honestly going to be able to walk away from this? Are you freaking kidding me? No, jump forward with an Ion Shell. Giving him hope and then taking it away as well. I feel like at this point in time, the Dire need to try and take a couple of these team fights when the big team fight ultis are down. God's Strength is up now. Dread going to try and chase down this Gyrocopter. A little bit of Fog Vision, going to be able to dodge away the damage as well as the Stormhammer. He needs to toss that out to be able to slow him down. He's taking a ton of damage. There's the Orchid on top of the Gyrocopter, and he's going to be able to turn this back around. Slash does end up going down. It looked a little bit dangerous there for Dread for a second, but is going to be able to make his way out of that one.
Yeah, the Gyrocopter loses his life, however, gains a tier 1 tower. That's also another reason why we see Team Russia actually completing some of these items, have a 3,000 gold lead at this stage, because they're taking fights, they're also taking towers, whereas conversely, the Dire have taken now just 1 tower, and that's just not good enough. They're going to be falling behind in gold, and it, again, comes back to the reasoning in these types of engagements, in this type of game, the amount of gold you get in between the fights is going to be determining how well the fights go for you. And the towers represent a hell of a lot of gold for the team as a whole. So Team Russia, now with a couple of items completed, should have a slight edge over Team Bulgaria in the upcoming ones. Especially this Queen of Pain has actually found herself with the ultimate orb in this one. Did not expect she would be able to actually accrue 2,100 gold that quickly, but I guess 13-4-7 score certainly doesn't hurt. The Sven also is going to close in on his BKB mighty quick, so Team Russia now getting into a position where they can actually start to look for these dedicated team fights and look to not only win them, but also decimate them with their item advantage. They seem to not lose Metrum here. It seems like that is just not going to be in the cards, because here comes the Angry Ogre. He's going to throw some fire, Blinding Light going to save him for a little bit. The Curse down Slot Show, he's going to keep them both locked into place. Shaker not even able to get a Fissure out because he gets vacuumed back. It's a quick 2-kill for Slash.
That was so huge by Pure Evil. He was in mid-cast animation for that Fissure, and he ended up getting the Winter's Curse off there. It followed on up afterwards, and picking off those 2 supports completely takes away Team Russia's ability to fight, I feel like. They need to back on out, and now at this point, you might see Bulgaria be able to make some headway of their own in terms of taking down these towers. No backdoor protection on the Tier 1. They're going to be able to burn this through very quickly after the fortification, and I think that, honestly, the Radiant can't defend against this. They just need to go off and farm. Get Sven his BKB, try and get the Queen of Pain her next item as well. And what are we going to be able to see here? They just need to wait for that Earthshaker to be back up, and then they can engage.
It's actually a Lincoln Sphere here for the Queen of Pain. I don't think they're... I mean, you could waste the Lincoln Sphere with the homing missile if you're Gyrocopter, but for the most part, you're going to be blocking Curse, Fire Blast, Ignite. That's not bad value for the Queen of Pain, but really it's just survivability that she wants. She's going to sit in the trees, look for Slash. They have a Shaker coming in with the Blink Echo Slam. If Slash Strike stays with this wave, he will die. He's going to actually bail out. They're going to run to Hawkeye instead. Slash going to say hello, and then they will all say goodbye. These wards are going to be cleared out to some extent by Pure Evil, but everyone from Team Russia going to mobilize up towards top. They want this Tier 2 tower down right now with the BKB timing on the Sven. It's the perfect time to go for a fight. However, unknowing to them, the Gyrocopter meets the same time, and he has his BKB of his own, so though it should be a pretty good advantage here from Team Russia, it's actually just, you know, parity.
Oof, oof, indeed. It looks like Stoma here. I'm curious what his next item is going to be that he picks up. He does have an Ogre Club now as well. A little bit of danger coming off to the side over here.
Slam missing completely, slashing pop the BKB and destroy Sacho's health pool. He's going to drop, and now the Curse on the screen, letting Slash get a little bit closer for another Rocket Barrage. Queen's going to find himself in a snowball right now. Dread, he's going to get coiled. God's Strength already popped. Going to try to go for Hawkeye. Not doing quite enough damage, however. They need an Illuminate to kill it off, but no, Metrum doesn't fire it off. And now Hawkeye may just live. Fire Blast here from Stoneman, multicasting the Ignite. Dread has to walk through the wall again, but now he has got to run because the rest of Team Bulgaria is coming in. He's actually going to get a 2-man hammer, trying to cleave through Pure Evil. Sonic Wave is there as well. That's a really dead Wyvern, but Stoneman is going to walk away from this. Now Affinage in a little bit of trouble. We'll have to blink away. Kikoni's going to jump forward, silence out this Queen of Pain. Don't get enough follow-up for this one. Affinage wants to fight up against Stoneman and Slash also in the area. Not a good idea. Now here comes the missile. I think they can actually chase this missile into Affinage. Oh, he's going to get up to the high ground, TP out, and he will stick the landing. He'll be just fine.
Ooh, that was definitely very close, and the Lincoln Sphere just now finished off for her as well, so that should be able to get blocked as well. You know, I think also this is going to be a key point right here. Ogre Magi, he is about to be able to finish off, well, he's trying to work on, I should say, his Aghanim Scepter, and that's going to be another key moment in this game because he can be able to break that Lincoln's and then follow up with a stun as well. any of those extra little bits and pieces to lock down this Queen of Pain become very, very important. And honestly, if he wanted to, he could break it with the Ignite and then follow it up with the dual stun. And depending upon how his multicasts are, it could be really effective as well. With multicast, would the first bounce break the Lincolns and then a second multicast go through?
Yes, I believe that's how it works. Like, also, if you just multicast Ignite, like, if you're igniting the Sven and it bounces over to Affinage, then it will also proc the Lincoln. So Ogre Magi is, you know, if he's lucky, pretty resistant to the Lincoln Sphere. But if he's unlucky, then you just don't stun the Queen of Pain. She blinks out or kills you, you know, whichever one, and well, you feel pretty bad about it. But either way, Roshan looks like it may be in consideration for both these teams. We are seeing a couple more, you know, big items come up down the line. This Sven, though, we can already see his problem. He's had an okay game so far, but the damage he's dealing is just not good enough up against the tanky nature of Team Bulgaria. They really do need some sort of combo play or, you know, some backup for the Sven, substantial backup. That's just not going to happen just yet. Sven is actually very far away. Being stalked by Kikoni, who has a double damage rune, is probably not going to hesitate to drop the coil. I think Dread's going to have to BKB TP, but they actually doesn't have that one available right now. Here comes Hawkeye as well, and Snowman's going to close in. BKB pops on Dread. He's going to try to go for Hawkeye, but look at the damage he's doing. Pretty much none, because this Darkseer has a plate mail and a mech. He's going to hit with the Fissure, yeah, but he's just going to shrug that one off and keep on running. Sven's BKB, that's 2 charges now completely wasted. Him doing pretty much no damage in the duration of those 2 uses.
Yeah, it's really frustrating, and I don't know if this game is going to go crazy late, so maybe it's not going to matter, but you kind of feel like at least it's going to be mattering if he's able to burn through those charges consistently. Like, if you end up getting down to that 5 seconds, it becomes really, really difficult to deal the damage, particularly against all the lockdown that you got here. You got Vacuum, you've got the Fire Blast coming out from the Ogre Magi, the slow coming out from the Gyrocopter as well. All of these things really, really matter. Consistent, especially because the call down slow does not pierce spell immunity. Jump forward onto Slash Strike. He's in a little bit of trouble. There's the silence coming out from the puck. Not going to be enough though. Dread is hitting really hard. It looks like they want to reinitiate again. That was the Darkseer taking on down the Tusk. Thankfully at the end there, with the wall being dropped as well. Jumping forward yet again. Dread not able to get the Stormhammer, but there's the Echo Slam onto Stoma as well. He takes a lot of damage. The Stormhammer ends up taking him out as well, and Puck is able to kill the Earthshaker for his trouble. 2 for 2 trade.
Are also falling there as well. So for the Radiant, it is slightly better. Not by that much, but something that also went right there is that Sven didn't use his BKB charge, whereas the Gyrocopter did. That was a 9-second charge that was up for like half of a second or something like that. Like, it actually just did nothing up against the Sven. So Gyrocopter throws his BKB charge in the fire, and it is Team Russia to survive with the crucial heroes. Sven, BKB, Blink, and Mask of Madness now can actually start to look towards most likely crit in this game, just to try to cut through the enemy team that much easier. But Shaker is going for 4 staff. That's going to be up soon. Queen of Pain has 2,800 in the bank. And if Keeper of the Light can somehow, I don't know how, but somehow find enough gold for an Aghanim Scepter, then the Infinite Sustain from the Illuminate is going to be just auto-winning Team Russia some of these fights. On the dire end, in the meantime, Shiva's guard to be built up by the Darkseer. Ags completed on the Ogre Magi. This Gyrocopter needs some sort of damage item though. BKB, and that's it.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm not exactly sure what the best item is for him. I mean, obviously MKB is pretty consistently built on Gyrocopters, but I feel like at this point he needs something more like a Sanj and Yasha to be able to keep him alive a little bit longer. It does look like they're going to try and go on into this Roche Pit over here. Illuminate being tossed out with the DD on Queen of Pain. They can certainly fight this as well, but Sonic Wave is still down, and it looks like they're going to be able to take the Aegis. Queen of Pain picks that on up, and I don't think that the Dire want to try and initiate onto this. Pure Evil does end up getting Orchided up. The Glimmer Cape is doing a good amount of work there. Hawkeye canceling his animation, did not want to toss that out for that. Nice phase shift by the Puck. Gyrocopter, meanwhile, able to kill the Keeper of the Light, who was just sticking around a little bit too long.
What happened? You don't have a blink dagger everyone else does, or was already on the right side of the fight. Got a smoke up here for Team Russia. Now, this is pretty bold. Obviously, it's a 4v5, but maybe the element of surprise is going to work in their favor. They need a blink immediate silence on the Puck, and hope Pure Evil isn't there, but Blink Fissure, that's good too. They can get this Winter Wyvern down. There's a lot of sustain down the tubes, and it will be successful. Vacuum, no wall here from the Darkseer. Screen charging forward, looking for him. Won't find him. He already blinked out. But now it's an even 4 versus 4. They are going to go into the tier 2 because that's what Team Russia does. They go in. Dread is not going to be able to catch up to Kikoni. He's finally going to get his hammer out with the BKB. Now Godstrike pops. Puck is going to get mech'd up. Will survive a little while longer, but it's Slash in the middle of everything with the BKB pop doing so much damage. Is it actually enough? However, Dread, though low, is still surviving. Fissure from Slash, so going to get them that much more safety. Curse onto Dread right now. Rockets, right clicks, Dread will fall. And Appaninch, he's still trying to go for pure evil right now. He lacks the damage. Sasha's going to take a missile to the dome. He's going to try to go for Slash, but he's not going to have enough damage to do so. And Appaninch is going to blink in. He wants Slash now. They just want to kill us. Gyrocopter with the Glimmer Cape, they don't actually see him anymore. There's still no detection. He's going to absorb a Fire Blast. Second Fire Blast is going to get 3x multicast. Appaninch is going to lose his Aegis. However, an Illuminate's there, going to soften Stoneman a little bit more. There's no Sonic Wave. Appaninch has to back up.
I'm a little bit surprised they didn't stick around to try and take down the Queen of Pain. They had both stuns up from Ogre. They had Darkseer in the area as well. There was definitely a potential for a reinitiation there, but I guess they were just a little bit concerned about the damage output from the Queen of Pain. It probably would have depended a lot upon the multicasts as well. So we do actually see Sven picking on up a Sange. Somewhat of an interesting and surprising build. I was expecting to see the crits there as well. What do you think is sort of the idea here about this versus potentially something else like an armlet or another damage / survivability item?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. Like, I feel like the choices, right, is either you go survivability or you go for pure damage. And the pure damage route is obviously going to be crit. Like, that's just a no-brainer. The survivability part, I guess that's what Sange gives you, but I feel like there's really no upside to having a Sange in inventory when you can instead go for an armlet, especially in these types of games when you could actually survive because of the armlet and because of how ridiculous armlet surfing actually is, that it might just be a better item. Going for S and Y is going to be okay, and you know, whatever, it's, you know, a kind of mediocre item on Sven. Going for Heaven's Halberd, not that impressive since really only the Gyrocopter is going to get hit by that, and he has a BKB. So I'm not really sure if this is the most cost-effective choice here for the Sven. I mean, the Sange in and of itself is cost-effective, but at this point you can afford to build bigger items. So I'd rather like to see the armlet or the crit. Honestly, I don't really care which one as long as it's one of the two.
Right, definitely. So it does look like the Sven actually might be getting caught out a little bit here. Their sort of positioning is a little bit funky right here. It does look like Slashstrike wants to be able to initiate with the Shadow Blade that he's now picked up, which is another very, very precarious item choice. I think that it does give you a lot of potential to initiate into a big team fight. You've got the possibility as well to get the bonus damage on that first strike. I think that that counts when you flat cannon to everybody that you hit, but it's not often that you're going to be right up in the middle of it. And Maelstrom picked up on the Queen of Pain as well. What is going on in this game?
Maelstrom, Queen of Pain, now that's one I haven't seen in a very long time. The odds of these heroes picking up BKBs probably a little bit slim, so if you're going to be doing damage, the armor values of the enemy, the fact that they have an embrace means that magic damage is the way to go, and that's a magic damage tool that scales with right clicks, or scales with attack speed rather, so it does make sense in that regard. Queen of Pain, I'm not really sure will have the luxury of being able to stick in the fights and just right click away. They're going to jump in for Stoneman, who's going to try to TP away, got walled off by a Fissure. They drop the coil only on the screen, vacuum back into a wall, Calldown's there as well, and Dread's locked in place due to the cold. He's going to fall very quickly. Appaninch is going to blink away, or at least try to. Kikoni's right on his ass. Gets ignited. Looks like Slash with the Shadow Blade looking to get onto Metrum now. There is a blinding light soon enough. Appaninch is going to run to the Rockets. Gets obliterated before he can react. That's a 4-0, and this time, you said it in the draft, the team fight power of Team Bulgaria is so much greater than in last game. They just decisively won that just by AoE skills alone, pretty much.
Looked like the Queen of Pain was a little bit upset about the Shadow Blade pickup by Slash, so a couple of things coming out there, absolutely no problem at all, though. And it's absolutely true. It's so hard to be able to fight into this whole combination, despite the fact that they did have the Tusk. I felt like had the Tusk been able to get out a Snowball and maybe keep his team alive a little bit longer, it would have been solid. It looked like he got caught by the Winter's Curse as well, which was just absolutely wrecking havoc for the Radiant. So Team Russia in a little bit of a scary spot now. The back and forth has been continuing to happen. They've been ahead almost all game long, but now starting to fall down towards about that 1,000 to 500 gold lead-ish. We also have an EXP lead now that's been able to be built up for Team Bulgaria, and finally at about 32 minutes are looking to be taking down the last Tier 1 tower, which has been surviving. Basically, probably more damage done by creeps than anybody else so far, just passively.
Thought so. Had a blink, but he didn't see Stoneman coming in. He slid right over the ramp. and over the fissure. Snowball in screen though is all alone. Here comes Dread looking for some cleaving action. There's no curse this time, but he's gonna get obliterated because of the Mask of Madness. Didn't turn on his BKB, and now they're gonna get a Fire Blast onto Tusk, kill him off. And Kikoni's gonna take a Sonic Wave, will drop to Affinage, but Stoneman's gonna charge right in, has an Unrefined at the ready. Measurum's gonna push them all back. They see Affinage in the corner. Missile still tracking him down. Stoneman's charging in. Look at this guy not giving a damn. Is completely out of mana though, so maybe it's time to start giving a damn. Curse now onto Affinage. Is there enough damage here? Is there enough lockdown? There isn't. Stoneman in mid-cast animation. Can't get the fire out in time. And now he's silenced. Is that lethal? No, with the Embrace he should survive a little while longer, but it's not going to be that much longer. The Lightning is going to kill off. Gets a multicast, 3x before he dies. But, oh, Black Cannon, is that enough? Arctic Burn, is that enough? It is enough. They kill off the Queen of Pain. And it's Team Bulgaria yet again to claim a victory. They're starting to get right back into it. This lead is going to plummet in their favor soon enough.
Absolutely. You've got the lanes pushing in all across the board. Bottom is going on up to the tier 3 right now. The 3 times multicast, I think, was what actually ended up securing that one against the Queen of Pain. So a little bit of luck going Team Bulgaria's way as well, and it is going to be the MKB picked up by the Gyrocopter. Meanwhile, on their team as well, you do see that the Blink Dagger is going to be purchased for Winter Wyvern, the Dagon, and as you mentioned, the lack of BKB that ended up coming out from the Sven right there with the Mask of Madness. It's a heck of a lot of damage with level 2 Dagon coming out from the puck. And it is a really great choice because Sven right now, super tanky still. 9 armor, really decent, has a good amount of an HP pool as well, but with that Mask of Madness getting the extra damage taken, 30%, it's really, really hard to be able to take a Dagon to the face.
At this point, Slash has overtaken the Sven in net worth, translating that into an MKB. So the damage item, perhaps a little bit late from the Gyrocopter, better late than never. He now can just tear Sven to shreds. Like, even if Sven has the BKB up, even if he does have the Warcry up, Slash is not going to be an easy pick-off target for the Sven. Slash is going to put up a hell of a fight, and if he drops low, he's just going to try to stealth on out of there. There is, so far, no gem on the Radiant side. It may just be time for it. Like, the gem would have been able to get them so many kills because Glimmer Cape on Pure Evil has been just backbreaking for the Russian side. It's gotten so many people out of harm's way, and now it's going to be able to kill off the Gyrocopter as well. In such a high kill game, it's hard to recommend that, really, but they need, like, solid detection, and that's something that they lack right now.
Absolutely. You just got to stick it on potentially the tankiest hero you got, which, honestly, I feel like with this escape mechanic as well as the Mjolnir on the Queen of Pain, it might be her. It's a tough one, though. It's a really, really hard... Oh, she does. Okay, well, that'll do it then. So pretty cool there. I will also mention that the Coddle now is getting very, very dangerously close to picking up his Aghanim Scepter. The smoke going on through the jungle is going to be able to find him out. Oh, he's so close. 80 gold away, and he's going to end up getting taken down here. Mechanism used. Blinding Light. Dagon comes out. That's another setback for that item for him. Now Screen getting taken out as well. He ends up going down. Double kill for the puck, and they're going to be able to try and push this further if they want to. It does look like up top, Dread is going to get found out. Fire Blast one time. The next one is going to come out in just 1 second. BKB finally tossed out, and there's the TP as well. He's going to be able to make his way away. Hawkeye trying to chase. Is he going to be able to find the shackles? I don't think so. Oh god, Shaoko. I think that he's going to be able to make his way away with that Blink Dagger.
Well, Hawkeye's right on top of him. He has a vacuum. Which way? Guess? Oh, he guessed right, but it was too late. That sucks for Hawkeye, but still they get 2 kills. That's not too bad. They do force out another BKB charge on Sven. Unfortunately for the Gyrocopter, a little bit unlucky. Would have been able to sometimes get that kill with the mini bash from MKB, but just not the case this time. 36 to 45 now, and Team Bulgaria still are taking these victories. Seems like the Roshan, though, is going to be attempting now for Team Russia. I don't really think they can get away with this. Already, Puck is starting to close in, and he can just, at the very least, scout, but with an Invis Rune, he's going to be able to scout fully, unless he walks into gem range. And he now is. He's going to hit with the Fissure. Stun from Shotchlo as well. Dread, though, on the wrong side of the Fissure. Can't follow up. Kikoni's going to drop the coil only onto 1. Now takes a Sonic Wave. Blink, Scream, Affinage, picking up the puck immediately. Now he's trying to hide in the Roach Pit, though. Dread, no! Blink up to the high ground. There's no Sven in this fight. Gets jumped down to the low ground with the vacuum. Now he's going to cleave through onto Slash and Stoneman in both. He's just going to town right now. And Slash, he's going to drop in the Roshan Pit. They see Hawkeye, and they now see Stoneman, but they want Pure Evil first, who's going to actually curse up Screen. Dread's going to kill off his buddy, but Pure Evil needs to fly up to the high ground. He'll get up there as well, and Dread, he will burn in the end. Blinding Light going to push Hawkeye back, but they're still chasing forward for Shotchlo. With the Ogre Magi now re-arriving, he'll throw a couple of Fire Blasts into the cow, get the kill with a double, and that was an absolute mess in the Roshan Pit. That was also hella entertaining,
What is even Dota?
though.
Oh, absolutely. That was absolute craziness, honestly. And at the same time, the gem on the ground, they end up just casually picking that up. Roche is not going to be able to be taken by them. I think that they really need the gyrocopter there to be able to have that actual damage output to take it down there. Boots of Travel going to be the option picked up by the Queen of Pain this time around. She almost had enough there to be able to pick on up her Aghanim Scepter. Only would have needed a few thousand, about 1,000 or so gold before she would have been able to take it. And it looks like we're just going to be seeing some nice warding here from Pure Evil, wanting to keep an eye on everything that's going on. But I think that probably the Radiant are going to be able to spot this. And finally now, Coddle able to finish off that Aghanim Scepter, a really, really important item in this fight to be able to give him that extra vision advantage. Ogre also picking up a Yule Scepter, so that's going to help him against the silences that have been sort of giving him some trouble this game.
Not only that, Sven at this point, if he has his God Strength popped, you just wait till the BKB times out. That's 5 seconds where Stoneman, should he live, and he probably will with the Force Staff and just the Bloodlust movement speed, just throw Sven into the air, kill off everyone else. It is alternatively another very expendable way to get rid of the Lincoln's effect of the Queen of Pain. So I do like this pick here from the Ogre Magi. It's very cheap, very effective, and again, this type of scrappy game, you want cheap and effective. Obviously, you would prefer Sheepstick, but, you know, that's expensive, man. Ain't nobody got time to farm for that. Smoke up down towards bottom. Dread is going to run to a whole bunch of heroes. Jump in, hammer onto Stoneman only, though. Pops the BKB, trying to go for Pure Evil. Laxes the vision down. Now trying to go for Hawkeye, but he's taking pretty much no damage. Slash, in the meantime, he's just right-clicking everybody. They curse up Dread. He's dropping super fast with Mask of Madness, and he will fall. Slash, gonna get flinked upon by Affinage, will eventually die as well. This Queen of Pain is doing a lot of damage with the static charge. Is going to fall, though, to Stoneman and Fire Blasting. And the Keeper of the Light, he is back in base. That's a 4 for 3 engagement. This Sven just not tanky enough. He's getting annihilated every single fight.
He needs to be able to build into something else big. The Sanjin Yasha it's decent because the movement speed is going to be able to let him catch up with people, but in the big team fight scenarios, he needs something else to help keep him alive. I'm wondering if Heart might be the option here, or if he wants to go for Armlet. He seems like he didn't want that last time around, so maybe not wanting to go for that item throughout the whole course of the game, but it seems like that's a relatively cheap option to help with that survivability.
Honestly, just anything that gives him health. Satanic might be a little better for him, but as long as it has a health component, they're going to find Metrum, blow him up with the Dagon. TP coming in from the Tusk will very quickly be canceled. Courier, oh no! Oh, he's going to actually lose the tower aggro because the tower doesn't want to kill Couriers apparently. He'll get away alive, but it's going to be the full 5-man wipe, however delayed by the Dire side. They live with the Puck, they live with the Ogre Magi. Not exactly great heroes to survive from, but now with the Dagon level 5 complete on the Puck, Kikoni can look to actually get some more items that will actually help out his team. Maybe a Sheepstick, maybe a Shiva's coming out from him. Now the Ogre actually may be able to look at the Scythe of Vice. Like, he is actually getting a ton of cash.
He absolutely is. He's been able to survive consistently throughout this. 18 armor at this point in time, 2,200 health with that Aghanim Scepter up there as well. It's just so freaking good. And his natural stat gain, 3.2 strength per level. Very, very impressive. I'm going to say also, I want to go back to the draft here again for a second, because you take a look at what Team Russia did in the last game, and they were consistently trying to bowl down middle, try to bruise their way to the win, and I think that this lineup out of the Dire Team Bulgaria is perfectly suited to being able to deal with this, and you're seeing why now. All of their heroes scale well into the late game, and in the early game, they had enough to be able to keep them off of their towers. They had enough to be able to punish them when they end up diving deep. The Ogre there doing a ton of work, the Winter Wyvern in the early game with the attack as well, and you're seeing again here, he's going to end up getting taken out, I believe, and if they just try and bowl forward again, they're going to end up all dying. The Radiant lose their Tusk at the start, blinding light onto the Gyrocopter, but that doesn't matter anymore. He's got the MKB up. It looks like the reinitiation is going to come up, but they see him. That's going to be Yule Scepter on top of the Earthshaker. Not going to be able to reinitiate. Echo Slam is big. Vacuum Wall a little bit bigger, though. Hawkeye doing work with the Dagon coming out. That's going to be a dead Earthshaker. It looks like Sven trying to find a target, but the phase shift as well, he's not able to do it. Silence comes down. He's going to end up dying there as well. Fire Blast onto the Coddle. He's going to go down. Ignite ends up catching just onto Creep Waves. Another jump forward. Puck takes out the Keeper of the Light, and that is going to be only the Queen of Pain surviving. Triple kill for that Puck.
No, Sven is a very explosive late game hero. He just doesn't have the late game items. Like, these are all mid game items that the Sven has, even borderline early game items. He needs a Daedalus, right? He needs a Satanic and Assault Cuirass, like those types of items. if he's actually going to be able to withstand the gyrocopter. He was man fighting Slash, and Slash kind of disengaged a little bit early. Could have fought the Sven to a standstill, or at least, you know, one where he wouldn't have been just obliterated by the Sven's burst damage. They called it quits, and they were able to kite him, and that's the problem that Sven has, but also it doesn't really help the rest of Team Russia. Got annihilated super quickly just by, you know, being spotted, getting caught unaware by the gem. They'll also jump in and annihilate Tusk again. With Fire Blast from Stoneman, 15, 8, and 25. This guy's been doing overtime. Now going to fight up against Athen and immediately gets silenced, however. Eul Scepter used to pop the Lincoln Sphere, and this Queen of Pain is now going to try to blink clear. Hawkeye Vacuum is this time going to interrupt. Naffinge has another blink soon, but there's Fire Blast to come, and Coil is there as well. No ulti just yet, but the Dragon Blast will kill off the Queen of Pain. Easy peasy. They get the bottom melee racks as well. Team Bulgaria just took a big step towards winning this game.
Absolutely. You look at that graph right there. That looks like some type of death-defying ride, something that Evel Knievel would be on. And I just saw a Puck actually dig on a catapult. I completely forgot about that change. That's awesome. But anyways, Ogre Magi now with the full 10-second BKB is going to be his item of choice. That is actually really freaking cool as well. It does look like he's just going to be able to sort of transition into a bit of a late-game damage dealer as well. If you take a look at the Bloodlust, the extra attack speed, he's dealing a decent amount of damage, and he also has all of that survivability. Kind of an interesting little pickup there.
And he just has to get some sort of extra damage item, and then he can actually dish like a lot of damage. Not enough damage to fight this Sven to a standstill, but man, it's going to actually get pretty close, like a lot closer than it really should in this particular game, because he's only 2,000 gold behind the Sven. This is a quote-unquote support hero. I think reports of supporting might have been exaggerated, because this guy is clearly ready to kick some ass. Now they also find a double damage rune for Slash. Yeah, this flat cannon is going to be a little bit painful, perhaps for the Team Russia side. They're going to just push down the mid lane, it seems. Team Bulgaria now, with firm control of the game, do have to worry somewhat about this top lane situation. Shotchlo is going to start going towards that range racks, but with backdoor protection, this Earthshaker is actually just doing nothing here. 1 HP at a time is going to take him a long time to get that kill. Screen's going to get dropped low immediately and will fall over in mid. Queen of Pain is back. Seems like they're going to teleport back in defense. Dominan looking for some kills right now. Has the Force Staff now available. And here comes Hawkeye looking for a vacuum. He sees Dread, pops the BKB, just keeps on running. He has no TP, but he's moving pretty quickly. Keeper Light yanks him out. So Sven's going to be fine, but Shotcho not as much so. He has an Extra Slam, but if he uses it now, it will just be wasted. He gets blown up by the Dagon, and it will be yet another kill notched for Team Bulgaria. Now the push is definitely going to commence with a minute without having to worry about the Shaker.
They're doing a really great job consistently making the correct decisions, which isn't something that's easy to do in these late game scenarios. Often it's not clear if you need to go on back and defend or if you need to try and keep pushing. And at the end of the day, what you're looking at is just a tier 3 tower that ended up falling up top. While meanwhile in the mid lane and bottom, they were able to get three racks there. So absolutely huge. And this Sheep Stick on the Darkseer as well. I am very, very sorry for the Sven. He is not going to be able to have a good time right now. It looks like he's going to try and cut the creep wave and push it on out mid lane. Might be able to take a tower here as well with Godstrike being up, and he does have the little mini crit at this point in time. But at the same time, if you're moving forward, we might actually be able to see the 1v1 action right here in just a second. Ogre looking to want to try and fight Dread. I don't know if they're going to actually opt to do this. Dread's going to run away this time around, but definitely scary.
Dominan wants in. Welcome to the Thunderdome, Dread. There's no escape. Ogre wants in. Oh, he's waiting for backup. What a coward. Dread's going to blink right into Kikoni. Gets coiled. It's not going to snap and stun. But the BKB's moving pretty darn quickly. As long as they hit him once, they'll be able to kill him. There's the Eul Scepter. He's going to get yanked out of it, however. And he's now just chilling in the base.
Wow.
The Eul Scepter damage happens on landing. I don't think they actually saw the glowing effect of the recall, because he was BKB'd, so they just didn't attack him. So Sven gets to live.
Wow, really cool. I've never seen that before. That's pretty awesome, and it helps a lot. You know, I think that it's one of those situations where that one certainly would have potentially taken the game had they been able to get the kill there, but I still think that they're in a very commanding spot, and they are getting a little bit spread out now. We do have the Puck that's down way low. We are going to see the Darkseer see the Sven as he runs by, as well as the Tusk. Sheepstick is up if he wants to use it here on the Darkseer. He has backup now as well. Echo Slam onto Hawkeye, but that's everything being used, and now with the Winter's Curse as well, they're going to be able to turn this one back around. There's the Vacuum Wall. Ogre Magi ends up taking on down the Sven. The Sonic Wave coming from behind, though. Pure Evil might fall, might be able to stay alive with the Lotus Orb as well as the Mechanism. That's going to be the Queen of Pain Lane popping her BKB as well, trying to turn this back around. Gyrocopter, in the meantime, took on down the Tusk, and now we're seeing, are they going to be able to turn this one back around? Well, BKB popped for the Ogre. Back and forth it goes, and it looks like that one yet again favoring Team Bulgaria.
As long as Team Russia lacks the ability to kill off the Gyrocopter, if they cannot kill off Slash, they're not going to win these fights. The Queen of Pain did a hell of a lot of damage there. That's what happens when you have, a hero with 26,000 net worth and a Mjolnir. She's actually very close to being slick slotted at this point. You probably swap out the Orchid. You get rid of the power treads. Obviously, it's a little bit redundant. You don't need both of those shoes. But she is very close to being 6-slotted. She can do a lot of damage, but she needs someone to distract away the attention from herself. Like, she needs the Sven to stay alive, not to do any damage, just to distract the team, the Team Bulgaria side, so that she can do the damage. She's gonna buy the Doctor. It is in right now. All in is Aphanage right now. It's on the Courier, and it looks like it won't be intercepted. This is the time to go for Team Russia right now. Slash is going to drop pretty low. Metrum, it is daytime, so he has the full vision. He is going to have the Illuminates to heal the team, and Queen of Pain, though the Divine Rapier is spotted, can't she actually get any action? She's going to pick off the Aegis first. They don't have an Echo Slam. They might want to commit on this Gyrocopter anyway, knowing how valuable he is. Pop the BKB, and he's taking so much damage to Aphanage right now. He's going to definitely lose the race. Now Sven's going to come in as well. They're onto Pure Evil. At the same time, Screen's occupying Stoneman in time. Pure Evil is without hope. They blow up the puck as well. Pure Evil will fall. Stoneman's going to force himself over the cliffside. No chase just yet. Fissure almost going to connect. Stoneman needs to TP out right now. Dred's just waiting for him. He's going to see him coming. And sooner or later, the BKB is going to fade. There's a hammer waiting for him. Dred's going to pop his own BKB. Pop the God Strength. Just go to town. Aphanage also cutting him off with the Divine Rapier. He's going to kill off the Ogre Magi. Eventually, there it is. That's a 4-kill for 0 for Team Russia. Divine Rapier, Queen of Pain. Is this actually happening? Is the Hail Mary working?
I think it might be. And the other thing here is that they just need to find the Queen of Pain. That's the biggest thing, because that last team fight, she was able to just consistently hit away, and she was able to take down the Puck, the Gyrocopter, the Winter Wyvern, and the Ogre Magi. All of them fell to the Queen of Pain there. And now it looks like they're going to try and push this bottom, or the top racks here as well. Buyback from the Ogre Magi. She's staying out of the team fight until they're ready to go. That is going to be, at this point in time at least, the only buyback that's coming. We do still have one on the Puck and the Gyrocopter, as well as the Winter Wyvern. So no real chance for them to be able, oh god, if they actually commit to this, this could be really devastating for the Radiant. Echo Slam comes forward, Winter Wyvern buyback into the game. That's going to be the Ogre Magi going down. She's taking down this rack so quickly, and if the Gyrocopter is able to get his hands on the Rapier, then I think it's pretty much GG, but she's doing so much damage right now. Really, really impressive. Fortification comes out. It looks like Hawkeye is going to have to wait, but I haven't seen that Sheepstick really used to great effect yet. If he's able to find her at the start of these team fights, the fight is just over.
Queen of Pain loses her life, then it's over. Like, they just need to keep Queen of Pain alive. Team Russia, it doesn't even matter that she has a Divine Rapier. Like, if it's on the floor, it doesn't matter. She just needs to stay alive to do her damage, even without the Divine. So that's priority number 1 for Team Russia, but at the same time, Dred is able to complete his Daedalus up. So now he is pretty much at that explosive stage. He's not hitting for like 1,000 crits just yet, is not quite there. But he's hitting pretty darn fast, and if he can stay alive, then suddenly the threats are going to be a little bit more varied coming out from Team Russia. Though their 2 racks is down, that is still not GG territory just yet. Hell, even Megas at this point with the Sven is not going to be automatically good game in favor of the Dire side, so they have to work for every single inch of it, and Roshan probably going to be the next big objective. The Aegis was just using that last fight, so Roshan's respawn going to be unknown for right now, but perhaps even more importantly, there's a big blue magic rune in the South River. If Team Russia find that, it's going to be hard for them to lose a fight without getting, massively initiated upon.
It looks like they want to try and take this one, though. You've got all the sustain in the world with Coddle Lags now. He's got Illuminate to heal you up. He's got the Mechanism as well here for the extra armor. They're ready to go. They're going to be able to get creeps in the base in just a second, I believe. Toss out an Illuminate there. They're actually going to back on off now. A little bit surprising. I don't think that they should try and push up high ground right now. I think it's still a little bit too dangerous, and as you said, they probably need the Aegis up to be able to deal with it, but it's too hard with all of these big team fight ultimates back up for Team Bulgaria. I really think that they need an Aegis before they can go high ground.
Or they need a pick off. Like, they have all the blink daggers they could possibly want. It is difficult to find the pick off since everyone is going to be very close together in the Team Bulgaria base. But maybe someone's going to get caught out of position or something like that, and if they do lose someone, they either instantly take Raxes in a 4v5 fight. I don't think Team Bulgaria can fight that, or they force a buyback. Either one is good. Sacho's going to hit with the coil. It is now down for Kokoni, but it seems like that will not be punished just yet. Sacho just needs to get mech'd up or something like that, and he'll be in fighting shape, no problem. But while Team Russia now have made this a super aggressive push, they're not going to go for Raxes. They're instead just going to set up a line of vision. Like, look at these observer wards from the Radiant.
Yeah.
They will see absolutely everything if it's not smoked. Pure Evil's going to take out the north one. But still, the bottom two lanes are completely spotted out at this point. So they're ready to jump on any poor sucker who is going to get out of position. And if they do that, then, well, then I already explained what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll mention also at this point in time, Moonshard going to be the item picked up for Queen of Pain, so that effect on her, the 7th item slot, is in effect, and I'm not sure what her next item is going to be. I feel like for this... Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. Of course, Satanic. What am I even talking about? Yeah, that makes a ton of sense, and if she's able to get that, she legitimately is super hard to kill then. It does look like they're going to come on out here, maybe be able to catch somebody, but that vision advantage that you were talking about all around this area, they're going to know what's coming. The Tusk was able to make his way away. He is actually crazy underfarmed right now. I didn't even really check it out, but only Vlad's as well as Drums and Phase Boots. Not where you want to be if you're a Tusk.
Look at his net worth compared to everyone else. He still has 4 digits of net worth, and everyone else is at 5. That's just, feels bad, man. At least for Tusk, he's very cost effective right now. Like Vlad's Drums, that's pretty much as good as it gets for cost effectiveness, at least when you're behind. So Screen is probably not going to find that much farm moving forward, but at the same time, he just really needs to use his BKB piercing tools. The Walrus Punch, Sigil doesn't pierce BKB anymore, but as long as you have it overhead, you're going to be providing a lot of value to the team, and at least distract away from some of the allies for maybe a couple of seconds. They're going to look for mid lane. It's still not quite going to happen just yet. Oh, they're going to get Sacho in a vulnerable spot right now. He's going to try to blink out, but gets vacuumed right back into the call down. He'll drop immediately. That's Shaker down. But I don't think that's quite good enough for Team Bulgaria to bust out of their base and try to win the game right now. It's just not at that point yet. But we do have a big pickup. Aghanim Scepter on Puck. That is a huge one.
Yeah, that's absolutely enormous. Crazy long duration in terms of your stun. You've also got... Oh, is he going to find somebody? I thought the Ogre was going to catch over there onto the Sven, but not able to happen this time around. They are smoked up and heading on into Roche. This is actually going to be a problem. Oh, Slash on the Gyro is going to be able to find the Coddle. We're going to be able to see Screen over here as well, trying to deny himself or just TP away. Hopefully he didn't end up getting bashed by Roche there, but the Queen of Pain is caught by the coil as well. This is a huge problem. BKB as well as a jump away, but that's going to be the stun still on top of her so freaking long. Gyrocopter call down, it's not doing enough. She's actually going to be able to find her way out of there. The Keeper of the Light, not so lucky. And the top lane getting pushed in as well by Sven.
They're forced to buy back with their Earthshaker as well to try to contest this Roshan. It looks like the Sven split pushing is going to be enough to stop this Roshan attempt, but that's the power of the Aghanim Scepter Queen of Pain, of the Aghanim Scepter Puck rather. The Queen of Pain's BKB was 100% wasted, did absolutely nothing for her because, well, you still snap and coil when you blink out. And they have Force Staffs and vacuums to do it by force. They're going to actually get a Dragon Blast onto the Tusk, snowball into the Puck. Screen now has just got to try to run, but with Hawkeye right in front of him, I don't think that's going to happen. He's going to chuck a Walrus Punch in. Afternoon's right around the corner, but doesn't want to get involved in a lost fight. He doesn't have proper backup. He gets picked off. That's pretty much GG. Dread and Stoneman up towards top are in their duel. Looks like Dread's on the receiving end of more multicasts. He's going to pop the Warcry, pop the BKB, try to go to town. Here comes the Quap, I would imagine. No, it's actually the Earthshaker scaring Stoneman in, but it looks like everyone is going to back off from this top lane scenario alive unless Sacho is going to turn back in and die. I don't know where he was going, but that's not where you should be going. He just bought back.
God, that's terrible. And that's the Shadow Blade right there from the Gyrocopter. So frustrating to end up getting picked off by that. I will also mention that the Butterfly picked up by this Gyrocopter is a really huge one as well. Going to be able to dodge away those hits from the Queen of Pain, going to be able to dodge away at least from the individual right clicks of the Sven, but Cleave's still going to make a difference there. And we do see an AC picked up by Sven. I'm assuming this is mainly just to be able to burst down towers a little bit more quickly. It does help against the armor a bunch, but at this stage, I think that they're still going to be able to have enough armor that it's not the biggest deal in the world. Maybe not, though. Jumping forward.
Ninja's in a ton of trouble right now. Is going to get hit with the coil. He doesn't want to snap it, but at the same time, he kind of has to. He's going to try to TP out. The damage, the mini stun's not there from Slash. And now multicast raining from the heavens. They're onto Metrum and Screen at the same time. Dread gets yanked right back in. He doesn't want to be here. He can't build the PKB in time. He does, but he gets cursed immediately afterwards. Keeper of the Light screwing over his buddy. And now the Queen of Pain is the only one alive. 1v4, I do not like her odds. They're just going to go to the top lane, tier 4, tier 3, bring it down, bring down the racks as Queen of Pain. It's now or never. She's going to start the fight with Stoneman and know quickly it's time to get out of there, but now Megas are going to start to flood the base. That was a huge pickup from the puck. Like, Aghanim Scepter, that is what, you know, immediately won them the game. Like, if it wasn't for that, they would still be playing right now.
That was crazy. There's the perfect item position, the perfect item pickup, making it happen, catching that Queen of Pain 2 separate times with that. And now, do you see the Earthshaker coming forward? Gonna try and mount one last stand. Sonic Wave on the Slash, but the Cold Embrace is gonna be enough there. Yule Scepter up on the Queen of Pain. She's gonna end up getting taken out there. Fire Blast to bound. GG ends up getting called. Queen of Pain back into the game. The Vine Rapier's still on the ground. The Darkseer ends up picking it up, and I don't think that she's gonna be able to do this. There's the game going. Really fun to watch that one.
That was some of the most aggressive Dota I've ever seen. I say aggressive builds and like aggressive drafts and defensive drafts a lot, but this is like aggressive play style to a T. It's by definition, it almost seems. So, oh man. So that's gonna be it, guys. Team Russia taking one win, Team Bulgaria taking the other. So ultimately, both of these two teams are going to walk away from the series with 1 point apiece because they split the series. And we are done here for today. As awkward as that is, just the single best of 2. But, you know, I don't think my heart can take much more of this. I'm Mikelorus. I've been joined by Lyrical Gangster. If you guys enjoyed the games, be sure to follow the channel and, well, watch the rest of this tournament. It is still very young. Follow us on Twitter as well. For myself, it's at Mikelorus. For my co-caster, at Lyrical Gangster with a 3. It's all on the screen right now. And we'll see all you guys next time. Thanks for watching.